Oh, we're live. This technology is doing what it want to do. So, hey, everybody. Welcome to our day three. We're still catching up. Day three of our 30 Lives in 30 Days, where we talk about different prompts and different topics that have been submitted to us to answer questions and talk about things as far as your wellness journey. My name is Sequoia Ashe Taylor. I'm the CEO and founder of Ashe Wellness. And what I do is that I help stressed out women who are attempting to find balance to establish and maintain healing habits so that they can be healthy and happy. How do we do that? Is that we distress the mess via testing and not guessing. And so today we're going to talk about the actual topic that comes up sometimes when I have clients who are making the decision to choose themselves. And the topic is what to do, like this is support a spouse in your wellness journey. What to do when you don't have a supportive partner, spouse, family members, friends, when you don't have the support in your health journey. And so this comes up a lot, and I've actually experienced this myself, and that's why I love some of these prompts. Most of the time, when you hear me talk about prompts or topics, it's something I've actually experienced or I've like have education on. And so this is actually one that was kind of near and dear to me because I see this happen a lot, especially with women who are like married or in a situation where they have a spouse and or they have friends or family and they're wanting to get healthy. And so most of the time I see that topic come up a lot. But before we get started, if you're watching live, make sure you're saying hey, say how you doing. Give me some hearts, give me some love, because remember doing this when this is nurturing November, so during the 30 lives in 30 days, we're actually going to pull names and give prizes and tips on certain days. So if you're interacting on these lives, even if you're watching the replay, you want to make sure you're interacting because your name could get pulled and you can get a prize or a giveaway. Like, how cool is that? A plethora of my practitioner friends are helping me with like products and stuff like that, so you can get some cool stuff in the mail. And if you're watching the replay, put hashtag retail. I've been doing this all day, all right? Technology, and we've been reporting all day. So if you're watching a replay, put hashtag replay. If you think this information is important and it resonates with you and you think it will resonate with your community, please do hit that share button. And so I get introduction. Like I said, the topic is today is going to be the supportive spouse for some people it's a family member, like a close family member or friends that they don't have support. So what to do when you don't have a supportive partner, spouse, friend, whatever in your health journey, right? And so I will start by giving a little bit more of my testimony. So in 2013, I was 294, 96 pounds, like we them in the change, like that was my heavy. I was 290 something pounds. And I had been trying every like the lotion, every potion. I can see this is gonna be one of them lies. Every potion, pill, shake, meal program, everything under the sun, and I would lose 15, I would gain 15. I would get stagnant, do okay, not stay committed. I would do all these different things, and so every time you turn around, it was back and forth. I was doing something new. I was trying this. I was trying that. And keyword I'm saying is trying, which now is not even a part of my vocabulary. But back then I was trying a lot of things, and so at that time I was actually married. And so we're trying this, and of course this meant like okay, because the entrepreneur in me, I was jumping into this and jumping into that and doing this and doing that and doing the other, right? And so by me doing that, I think it caused friction. And so when I got to the point of being that heavy and started like having symptoms of being sick, I went to my primary physician, and she said that I was pre-diabetic and that I was at the point of at any moment crossing over to being a diabetic. And so the reason why this scared me more than anything else is because in my family we have on both sides of the family I have a high history of CHF, heart disease, diabetes, cancer. And so I knew what it was like to have family members who would say, okay, well, we have to take insulin. They're using the insulin pen and doing shots and stuff like that. At that point, I had already went to nursing school. I had been a surgical tech for years. So I knew what it was like for someone to be diabetic and having to take medicine all the time, always pricking that finger to do the sugar. I had to prick my finger when I was pregnant. So I was like, I know I can't do this all day, every day. Like, this is a no go. And so I knew that was not something I wanted to do. And so during that time, the big thing to do was the gastric sleeve. And so, um, it was something I thought about. There were several people on my unit that had the surgery, and so after talking to them and going to the consults and doing all this pre stuff to do it in May of 2013, I had the gaseous sleeve. And so then my journey changed because I felt like whereas some people have gained back the weight and all that kind of stuff and didn't change their lifestyle, for me it was an opportunity to change my lifestyle to do things different. Because the reason why I had the surgery couldn't be the reason why I didn't do what I need to do. Like I did not want to be like, okay, well I did this surgery. I'm going to use it as a crutch. I'm going to do all these things. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to actually make a lifestyle change. It's lifestyle changing for me. And that included a mindset shift, even though at that time I didn't know that. Along that journey, I will say that at that time, I felt like I had my spouse's support, but it wasn't until after I had the surgery that I started to notice a different change. And I was like, um, like, why are you kind of like upset? And then it was more like I started noticing different things, or different things would be said. It was kind of like those slick little jabs, or oh, you think you're cute now because you lost weight, or this, or oh my God, don't say that to her, don't get that to her because she's not gonna eat it because she lost weight. It was those little jabs, right? And so it became very apparent to me that the support that what I was doing, as far as all those different things that I had done, and that I had actually found a solution that was working for me, that it wasn't supported all the way. Now, I won't say that he wasn't supportive about my health, because at that time we had one daughter, and I knew that if something happened to me, he would be like, okay, hey, you needed to like, he wanted me to be here to help raise that child, or who wants to be like a widow at that time or whatever. So I don't think that it wasn't that he didn't support me in the decision. The thing is that in his mind, by me losing weight, it changed. I changed. The things that I said that we should eat changed. The whole, like, the lifestyle that I did was like, okay, incorporate. And you guys who will know me as the type A Aries, OCD, pragmatic, like it's either black or white. When I go to do something, I go all in something to the extreme. And so, yes, I definitely made it so that it was like, everybody got to clear out this and everybody got to clear out this. And it didn't help that at that time I had a child who had a digestive issue, and we were changing different things. We couldn't eat pork anymore. We couldn't eat beef anymore. And so I started going really gung ho. Whereas before it was like, I would try this, I would try this. It was mainly just me. And so, again, if you guys are tuning in just now, please say hey, give likes, comments, share, give your feedback in this, because again, we're pulling names. They're going to be doing that type of stuff, but definitely just give me feedback. And if this resonates with you, then definitely hit the share button. And if you watch the replay, hit the hashtag replay. But for me, it was that type of thing. And so I get asked all the time about, from like, it used to be way more. Like, now that I'm dealing with like a certain client that's coming to me, the stressed out woman, she really don't give a bleep. She's like, I'm so tired. I don't care what nobody says. I'm sick of this situation, or you have shown me. So now it's like, I really don't care. But I definitely used to get this all the time when we were doing like that trial error and try this and do this, and we can recommend this and we can recommend that. I used to get it all the time where people were like, hey, I want to do this, I want to try this, or I want to get this, but let me check with my spouse, or let me see what my friends are going to say, or let me see what my family is going to say. And I started to realize that it was not like, some things is on a financial level. So hear me clearly. I'm not telling you to negate what your spouse says, because on a financial level, it has to make sense. But I think on a deeper level than that, what they're saying is that they're asking people, is it okay for them to choose them? Right? Is it okay for me to choose me? Because a lot of times in certain families, in certain situations, everyone is big. In the circle of friends, everyone is big or bigger, or have problems with their health, or have problems with their wellness. So if you're the person who changes, you're the oddball. So it's like, okay, well, that's why it seems like they're not supportive, because some people are like jealous because they didn't stick with the commitment, or they didn't make the decision you did. All those reasons come into play. And so one of the things that I have three things in a bonus that I would say to do, that what to do when you don't have a supportive spouse, partner, friends, while you're doing on your health journey. And the first thing is, choose you. Choose you. Gain your ashe, which means I have the power to change and make things happen, and then take action. Choose you. Establish and maintain your ashe, right? And then take action. And the reason why I say choose you is because of the things I just said. Sometimes when you go ask other people, it's like you need approval. And if you saw a live from yesterday, that's the whole people pleaser syndrome, or you're being complacent in a certain place of your life. And so you're like, okay, hey, it's been this way for so long. I've tried these different things. So it's like, hey, I need to get someone else's approval to take this leap, to be able to do this, right? Or you're like, again, everyone is kind of big, or everybody has problem health and wellness. I don't want to be the oddball out. Or if I get healthy and my spouse are doing it, and the kids and everybody like doing their lifestyle, that makes it more difficult on me. But the number one thing I would tell you to do is to choose you. You're the only you get. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And if you're not well, then how in the world are you gonna like live all those 8 areas of wellness out in your life? How are you gonna live your best life? Feel okay, be better, do better, live the life that you're supposed to live, die empty, as they say, if you're not choosing you and you're making your decisions based off somebody else's. So my first thing that I would say is to choose you. Financial wise, yes, you need to consult if you're your household, y'all decide financial matters like that, and you guys are doing certain things, and hey, how the money flows and all that kind of stuff. Have a conversation. I'm never going to negate that because people run their household financially the way they want. But a lot of times, I'm noticing it's not the financial. I got to check in with him. It's not necessarily saying that you got to check in with him financially. If he understands it, most men are like, okay, cool. Well, how can we work this out? Or how can we do that? It's making a decision to choose you, and then take action on choosing you. Because you could choose you and sit back and, well, I'll do that in a couple months, or let me scrape up some coins, and let me get this here, and let me focus on myself and do this here. I'm gonna start working. What if it's not about money? What if it's the food that you was gonna eat anyway when you go to the grocery store? You start changing it up. So see how I say it's not always financial. It's not always about money. Choosing you to do it, right? And then taking the action, not waiting. Establishing and maintaining. I say realizing that you have the power to change and make things happen. The second thing I would say is to be the example and show that you're serious. One of the things that it did not come out until I was getting divorced, when we had the counseling sessions and stuff like that, was that one of the things was that I was always trying things. And so for him, it wasn't serious. Like when I said I had the surgery, and I started to notice that things were changing. He knew me at a skinny year thing, but for the bulk of our relationship and marriage, I was bigger. And so I was always trying things. And then I would say, I'm going to do this. And I did that for 30 days, 60 days. I stand it for 2 or 3 months. I do this. Then it was like, okay. Then I plateau and then it wouldn't be okay. Then I try to shake potion, lotion, appeal and this and this. And I was doing this business and doing that and this and that and that. So every time he turned around, I was trying something. Something new box was coming to the house and all that. Now, mind you, it wasn't necessarily spending his money because I have my own job. I have my own business. I have my own money. So it wasn't the money thing financially so much because he had his things that he liked to do, games and shoes. He was a shoe fanatic. So I was like, I dare you to say something about me wearing some shakes when you buy $200 and $300 pair of Jordans. So it wasn't a financial thing. It was the fact that he always kept seeing me actually trying things. And so it wasn't until I actually, hey, it wasn't until I actually said, hey, I had the sleep, I actually went through and did the surgery. It was like, oh snap, like that's for real. And then I started getting smaller. It was like, oh shoot, she getting smaller. And so it ended up being, what is she gonna do with me after she gets to a certain point? Because like I said, I started doing things where I ate differently. My mindset was different. I really started deep diving and going to like using alternative forms of healthcare. I started cleaning different. I started making my own laundry detergent. Like if you go back and look at my history and stuff, I completely changed a lot of the things that I did. And so for him, it was like, okay, I'm used to eating meat and stuff. Like I'm the primary person was cooking and doing this, that, and the third. And so now she's changing it up and talking about eating some kale chips. She changed it up and talking about doing some walking. And then the kids can't have no pork and all that kind of stuff like that, period. And so it became a lot of things where it was like, where do you fit in? So the main thing is like, be